Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine this, what is it today? Saturday afternoon. Thank you guys for joining me. Absolute legends. Please don't forget before I start to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. You absolute legends. Guys, let's get into it now. Onana. Onana. What's my name? Guys, what's going on with Onana? Onana is injured and he will be out for up to 8 weeks, guys. Wow. Oh my goodness me. Now, this is what happens, isn't it? This is what happens when you're not efficient in the transfer market. This is the type of thing that can happen. Injuries happen, setbacks happen. This is why you have to be prepared in the transfer market. Now, my biggest what is it? How do I say it? My biggest feeling towards this injury is that Onana has spent half the summer playing in mud-ridden streets. He's been playing in the street, right? Then he comes back to Man United, and then he's injured at Man United, where we're supposed to have the best in class of training facilities and everything. Don't you find that ironic? He's been playing the whole summer in mud. And then he comes back to Man United and he's injured. What an absolute farce, isn't it? At the end of the day. Guys, no saving grace that we got Tom Heaton. Hopefully we don't have Tom Heaton playing because I don't really rate Tom Heaton. Hopefully Manchester United give an opportunity to VTech. I'm a big fan of VTech. I think he's done very well whilst he's on loan. Hopefully Man United can bring him back and can play him a few games because I do not want Bayern there or I do not want Heaton. Absolutely not. Man United need a proper, competent goalkeeper. We may have to go out there and buy a keeper. You can get Victor John for 5.8 million. So why don't we do a deal like that? I don't think we can risk it. The goalkeeper position is extremely important. And you know what? 8 weeks. I mean, that's a long time, guys. That's a big chunk of the season. So, you know what? Man United need to go out there and sign a keeper, or hopefully during this preseason, VTech plays and he has a blinder and he plays more games than not, and hopefully he impresses Ruben Amorim. Hopefully that happens because then you know what, we got a goalkeeper and we don't need to go out and buy another goalkeeper, guys. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But at the moment, Onana, it doesn't look good, bruv. Onana out for up to 8 weeks. So you know what, we can cross him off the list. We don't need to moan about him for the time being. We can cross him off the list and we can concentrate on bringing in a goalkeeper, or we can play VTech, of course, or if you want, we could go out there and go and purchase Kovar because obviously Erik ten Hag has a personal vendetta against Kovar. Of course, he's got a new goalkeeper in there now. He doesn't want to play Kovar even at Leverkusen. So there you go, guys. Thanks everyone for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. Big up everyone. Hope everything is blessed with all you guys. So big up Jamie One. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Jacob, how is everyone? Hey, Jamie, what's up? Big up everyone, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Big up Kenny. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. My nana, but do you think it's a blessing in disguise? For me, it is a blessing in disguise. Man United could quite possibly play VTech. I don't think that persisting with Onana is a very good thing. I think Onana needs to be dropped anyway. I felt that anyway. But Man United do need sufficient cover in that position, experienced cover. Can we rely on VTech to do the job? Because I know that Ruben Amorim might not play him. He might end up playing the likes of Bayinde or Heaton, and that is where he will go wrong. He needs to find another goalkeeper there. He needs to find another goalkeeper that is a long-term replacement. I don't rate Bayinde and I don't rate Heaton. And I don't think we should be putting the heat on those goalkeepers, of course, guys. Absolutely not. Jacob Sal, how you, mate? Big up, Jacob the Walker. How you doing, mate? Hope you're very well. Good to see you, mate. Big up, Danny B, of course. Rios or nothing. Big up, fan. Now, yeah, let's get into Richard Rios. Richard Rios is a name that I mentioned many, many months ago. Well, actually a year ago. To the day, basically, nearly, about Richard Rios coming to Manchester United. It does look like, and there is legs on this, that Richard Rios may be our number one target for the midfield position. Whatever you think about that, guys, that is pretty interesting, that Richard Rios might be the number one position for Manchester United in regards to the midfield, might be the number one player that Man United might go for in regards to the midfield, which is very interesting, guys. 25 million, get him, bruv. Go and get him. As course, last year, Man United were interested in Richard Rios, but they did put an astronomical price tag on Richard Rios, which somewhat scared off Manchester United. Of course, if we remember, we were scared off by his club, of course. But you know what? That is alive. So Richard Rios is Manchester United's high priority when it comes to the midfield. So if Man United are going to be getting a midfielder, it probably will be Richard Rios. It's looking like that way at the moment. Although, obviously, Man United have a lot of work to do in regards to the transfers that are happening. Now, various circulations, various media outlets are reporting that Mbeumo will be ready for the preseason. Mbeumo will be at Manchester United before the preseason. Now, let me clarify this, right? I said it yesterday, that Man United will get the deal done before that kit release. That's what I'm thinking, right? That kit will get released and Man United will do the Mbeumo deal. And everyone will be rushing out to buy the Mbeumo jerseys, the Mbeumo shirts. That's what they're all going to be doing. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. So don't be surprised that happens. That's not the gospel. I'm just predicting that. But that is a very interesting analogy that could happen. That we get the kit release and Mbeumo ends up, signing for Man United and he's ready for the pre-season, of course, guys. So that there can be a thing, guys. It can be a thing. And that is how I explain the Mbeumo delay. I actually believe they're delaying this on purpose. I don't know. I may be wrong, guys, but I actually don't think they're delaying this on purpose. I actually think this is there's a meaning behind their madness. There's a meaning behind their madness, and they're probably delaying the deal so that they can get the deal through before the kit release with Mbeumo on the back, of course, guys. Free VTech finally. I really hope so, Danny B. I really hope that VTech gets the chance. I really hope that he's the goalkeeper going forward. I hope it isn't Heaton. I hope it isn't Binder. They've been proven to not be good enough. So I hope it's one of those. But one thing is a decent thing is that, Onana is not going to be playing. Onana will be out for 8 weeks, so we can experiment. At least hopefully, fingers crossed, we can experiment on the goalkeeper position, because before I think Ruben Amorim is a little bit scared to unleash a different goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? VTech has been on loan, fair enough, but coming back, let's see what he can do. He's done very well on loan. Let's see what he can do, and I actually see the positives in some of the in this. Actually, I do. I do think Man United still need to go out there and buy a goalkeeper. I think Man United need to go out there, get a John Victor, go out there, get someone of that ilk. You know what I mean? You can pick up a goalkeeper pretty cheap these days. So go out there and get a goalkeeper and just rotate them with VTech, I just find it really funny that Onana has been out in the streets of wherever he was, playing football in the streets. And then it's now he gets injured. He gets injured for Man United when he's got professional facilities and stuff like that. It is absolutely crazy, isn't it, at the end of the day? Onana's is a blessing in disguise. Bill, even in all, could be a blessing, but Onana being out and maybe forcing like Victor John. Maybe. One thing I don't want to see, though, Bill, is I don't want to see Binder or Heaton in that goal at the start of the season, because that does look likely, guys. We have to really analyze everything, which is every possibility. That could be the possibility. It could be Heaton. It could be Binder playing next season, and that won't be much of an improvement, is it? I actually think Heaton's our worst goalkeeper. I think that. Sorry, guys. I actually think I saw him last summer in the preseason, and he was dreadful. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember that game against Liverpool last summer? He was absolutely dreadful. So I would say that Man United need to go out there either to get a goalkeeper, buy a goalkeeper, give VTech a chance. And hopefully, we're not going to buy a goalkeeper yet. Man United won't do a deal for a goalkeeper before the preseason starts. But what we can do is we can try VTech. And I remember when we played a couple of years ago, we played Kova in the friendlies, and every one of us was impressed with Kova. And then we ended up selling Kova, and we ended up buying Onana for 50-odd million, of course, which was ridiculous. Big up, Mark. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good up. Hey, Brew. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well, Fayu. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Victor John of VTech, absolutely. Earthan, even in all, and those new to the platform, big up Earthan, big up yourself, hope you're well. Good evening, Sal. Who is your choice for the goalkeeper? For me, at the moment, as I said, Ephraim, it's either VTech or we get a new goalkeeper. I don't want to rely on Binder or Heaton, absolutely not. We will be making a huge mistake to be doing that, especially in the first game against Arsenal. We'll be making a huge mistake to rely on Heaton or VTech, and that's no disrespect at the end of the day. But you know what? Those guys are just not good enough for me. I'm sorry, but they're not. We need a proper goalkeeper. I cannot stress how important it is to have a class goalkeeper between the sticks. I cannot stress how important that is. I mean, over our history, when we had Peter Schmeichel, Van der Sar, even David De Gea to an extent, it proved to us how important a good, competent goalkeeper is. And hopefully we get a goalkeeper through the door, guys. Hopefully we can get a John Victor. And it's very English, his name, isn't it? John Victor. He's not very Brazilian, is it, at the end of the day? But or we can get a VTech through the door, of course, guys. Absolutely. That'd be fantastic, of course. Big up, Earthan, by the way. Maciej Kova. You know, Kevin, you know what? I am a big fan of Maciej Kova. I said it a long time. I was devastated when we got rid of Maciej Kova. I thought that was a wrong decision to make. And we've also got a buyback clause on Maciej Kova. So we could possibly get him for around 15 million, around that mark, or maybe even cheaper than that. I mean, I don't know why Man United wouldn't trigger that. Although I want to give Vitek a chance. I think Vitek is going to be a class goalkeeper. I want to give him a chance. I want to see how he does at Man United. He might come in and he might absolutely set the world alight. He might absolutely set the world alight. And you know what? He becomes our mainstay in between the sticks. What I don't want to see, as I said again, I cannot stress it even more, enough, is that I don't want to see Heaton or Bayinde in the goal next season starting against Arsenal. I really don't. I think that would be an absolute travesty, a big up mistake, a massive mistake, of course. Absolutely, Kevin. Absolutely. Bring it back. Yeah, we try it. How are you, Five? Sal, man. Big up, Water. I'm very well, thank you. Good for asking. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope everything is blessed with you. Everything is cool. What's happening with Mbeumo? Can we go for the Gyökeres instead because they're almost same price? They're two different players, Faya. We need both, ideally. Man United need both. Man United, I don't think, can go into next season with one or the other. You know what? The Mbeumo deal is almost done. We can't really pull out of that deal now. We've been so long spending on that deal. Was it 37, 38 days on that deal? I don't think Man United can suddenly just pull out of the deal now. Man United will get that deal done. That deal will be done very, very soon. And hopefully it will be ready for the preseason on the 19th of July against Leeds United, which will be good, you know, at the end of the day. And exciting, you know, something to be excited about. Seeing Mbeumo and Cunha playing for their first games for Man United would be lovely, wouldn't it, at the end of the day, guys? Absolutely. Big up, Bobby. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Victor Jong is a big risk, but it's better than Onana. He parries his saves a lot in the danger zone, like Onana. Good point. At the end of the day, Danny B, well, it is, right? He's a good goalkeeper, but we also have to look at his flaws as well. We can't just because it's new. I mean, look, we've been speaking about John Victor for the last few months, and what I would say is that, you know what, he is a decent goalkeeper. I think he's better than Onana. But what I would say is that we can't just be giddy about him just because it's a new toy, it's a new goalkeeper, it's a new player. We have to look at it objectively and look at things in a realistic manner. Is he going to be good in the Premier League? And that is what it is. Me, myself, I would give Vitek a chance. I would give Vitek a chance to see how Vitek does, because he might come in and be absolutely phenomenal, be groundbreaking, and set the world alight. You never know what can happen in football, isn't it? And then we will save ourselves some money. Obviously, Ineos will love that because they will save themselves some money as well. Or we can go and get Kova back from his spell at Leverkusen, of course. Obviously, Erik ten Hag is not a big fan of Kova. This is why he's got rid of him twice, hasn't he now? Twice he's got rid of him, which is crazy, isn't it, at the end of the day, guys? Ephraim, Sal, they are incompetent owners now. Onana will go on the other hand. It's a good to bring in a goal. It's good, Ephraim, but this is a representation, right? Let's forget about the Onana thing for now. But this is a representation of what could go wrong in pre-season, right? This is a prime example, right? It's Onana. So for us, that's okay. We don't really mind. It's Onana. Onana's injured. But this is exactly the situation that we're trying to avoid this season. We go into this preseason and look, for argument's sake, guys, we get, you know what, Cunha goes off with a thigh strain or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Or we get an injury to one of our defenders or something like that. Then we're going to be looking at it going, oh my goodness me, we need a squad. Oh my goodness, we need a squad. And that's what it's going to be. This isn't exactly, if this isn't a wake-up call, then I don't know what is. Because you know that these things can happen in preseason, and lo and behold, these things happen to Man United quite often, don't they, at the end of the day? So, you know what? This is very important now. This is a wake-up call. And Man United need to go out there and start building that squad and filling up that squad, to be honest with you guys. Because if anything happens, God forbid, touch wood, if anything happens, you know, in this preseason, we're going to be in a bit of a mess again. There's no coincidence that Man United keep getting injuries. You know, this is not a coincidence. Man United have been getting injuries for many, many years now in regards to, you know, injuries, in regards to key players. So this is a big problem at Man United going forward. And I don't know why we haven't looked at our medical department, because last season we had tons of injuries. And I just can't see how we end up getting an injury to a goalkeeper. I really don't understand it. Getting an injury to a goalkeeper? Come on, man. You know what I mean? And this guy's been playing on the streets, you know, for the last few weeks. And I cannot believe that he got injured. Rios rejected West Ham yesterday. I prefer Roma, but it could be all be bullshit. So it could be, Danny B, absolutely could be. But it does look like he is on high on Manchester United's agenda. Problem with what Man United are having at the moment, Johnny B, is that Man United are concentrated on one area at a time. If Man United wanted to, they could get Richard Rios through the door very, very quickly. Unfortunately, Man United are fighting tooth and nail to get Mbeumo through the door, and they're actually neglecting everything else, all the other players that are available. Do you know what I mean? But I am hearing that Man United, if they are going to go for a midfielder, Richard Rios is high up on the list. Now, look, are we going to get a midfielder? I mean, at the moment, the way I'm looking at things from a realistic point of view, and I'm looking at how slow we are with Mbeumo. And I'm thinking, then after Mbeumo, we're going to be going after a striker. So after we got the striker, are we going to have enough time to go for a midfielder? And it's just not looking good, is it, bruv? It's not looking good. And I think that Man United need to get a move on if we really want Richard Rios and we want other players. Because as you said there, look, West Ham United, he would love, that he's rejected them. He would love to go to Roma. He'd probably go to Roma, European team, of course. So, that is another thing. We have to, you snooze, you lose in this game. You snooze, you lose. You miss out on players if you don't act quickly, of course. Big up, everyone. When will the new kit release? I think it's on the 16th, I believe, Fireboy. I think it's on the 16th of this month. I think Man United will be releasing their kit, which hopefully will be the start of Mbeumo's tenure at Manchester United, of course. So hopefully that happens at the same time. I'm predicting that. I'm not saying it's the gospel. I'm not saying it's the absolute truth. I'm not saying I've heard that from my sources. I'm not. I'm just saying that is a possibility because that would represent what the Ineos love, isn't it? PR and money. The shirt sales and stuff like that. That will represent that. So, keep an eye on that. Play that one by ear. Keep an eye on that. You may even see that happening, guys. You might even see Mbeumo happen in the next couple of days. Here we go. And then, here he is with the shirt and blah, blah, blah. I mean, and then, look, there we go. We predicted it, didn't we? But what also would that, in a negative, what would that bring? That would prove to us that they've dragged this transfer out on purpose. For me, that's what they would do. That they drag this transfer out on purpose so that they can get it ready for the kit release launch, of course. Absolutely. Onana out. Definitely now. Definitely. Absolutely. Ephraim. So I think we need a keeper who can challenge Onana's second fiddle. I think we need a different goalkeeper than Onana, in my opinion. I think we definitely need a different goalkeeper. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. My thoughts too, Sal. They are delaying deals. I also think that they are waiting on the windfall profits from players with sell-on clauses, cash and those. Yeah, Man United are this at the end of the day, Irfan, what you would say about Man United. Man United are not really concentrating what's on the football pitch. They're concentrated on the business level. They're treating us like a business, basically. We are a business, but we're totally neglecting the football side of things. And don't be surprised if Man United come, let's say, the end of the transfer window, Man United get a transfer day where we get about 4 or 5 players in, and you're going to be like, what? You know what I mean? That could possibly happen. I wouldn't say 4 or 5. I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I think 2 or 3 players will come in the door in a short space of time, and then we'll be like, what's going on? And you will know what's going on, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, they're delaying deals and they get the deals done. Because I cannot understand how they would, before this pre-season started, we had the games against Hong Kong and the Asian All-Stars, and there was a lot of PR going on in regards to Barada. He was saying that, Man United are relaxed. Man United have been working on deals for months. We're relaxed. Everything is cool and blah, blah, blah. I cannot fathom how they would do that and make themselves look stupid if they haven't got a plan. The one thing is, though, they better have a plan. You know what I mean? They better have a plan because you know what? If we're not, we're in a bit of trouble now. And, injuries, this is a representation, whether we like Onana or not, this is a representation of what can happen. What can happen in preseason. You can get injuries. Our preseason hasn't even started yet. And we got Onana injured. For crying out loud. Do you know what I mean? What happened last season? What was the player that got injured last season? Lenny Yoro. Was it Lenny Yoro who got injured last season? We're all excited about Lenny Yoro. Yeah, Lenny Yoro. And then he get injured. You know what I mean? Then he was missing for weeks. We can't have this happening again. We got to understand what is going on with this medical department. I don't know why we haven't highlighted the medical department yet, and it's been going on for years now. It's ridiculous. Big up Irfan. When I saw Onana, he was injured on X, I thought it was a wind-up. I did as well, to be honest, Bobby. Be honest with you, I thought it was a wind-up as well. I thought that people are just talking, Onana's injured. And I thought, oh, yeah, probably injured for a couple of days. And then people got 8 weeks. 8 weeks. And I'm like, my God, oh my goodness me. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a double-edged sword at the moment, in my opinion, because Man United have not got a replacement for Onana. I have got a little bit of hope for VTech. I have got hope for VTech. I've got no hope for Heaton and Binder. I'm a little bit frightened about that. I am, because I don't rate Heaton and I don't rate Binder. I rate Binder more than Heaton, but Heaton is like, you know what? Heaton is basically a guy on his retirement bed. He ain't ready. He's not athletic enough, and he lets in a lot of goals. So I would say that Man United either play VTech or go out there and buy a goalkeeper. A competent goalkeeper who can be between the sticks for a long time, of course. Big up, my friend. How you doing, OLRB? Hope you're well. Good afternoon. Hope everything is blessed, my friend. Number one will want to buy Binder. Binder is not good enough, as we know. Danny B. He's a decent pro, but I don't think he's a good enough goalkeeper in my humblest of opinions. I don't think he is. Man United desperately need a competent goalkeeper between the sticks, and do you know what? Whoever it is, you know what? It needs to be a competent goalkeeper who's experienced, in my opinion. There are goalkeepers out there that Man United could possibly get. Obviously, there was talk about Emi Martinez. Emi Martinez there's a lot of talk about Emi Martinez. But obviously Emi Martinez is a lot of money. It's going to cost about 40 million. So Man United could quite possibly get John Victor as a backup goalkeeper, maybe try VTech, something like that, or go out there and get Kova back. Maybe we can do that. Absolutely. Guys, because at the moment it seems like we're going to get COVID, not Kova, the way things are going, guys. That's how it feels at the moment, guys. Absolutely. Please like and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. Thank you so much, Jacob. You absolute legend. Thank you, mate. It's good to see you back, my friend. Now Onana is injured. They forced to get a goalie. Why wait for something to happen first? Exactly, Fireboy. Exactly what we've been saying. Exactly my point. At the end of the day, these things happen in pre-season. And when these things happen in pre-season, you have to be prepared. We're not prepared. And over the years, we haven't been prepared in pre-season. We get injuries and then we're not prepared. Look what happened to Lenny Yoro last season. We bought Lenny Yoro. We were all ecstatic, happy. He went to Man United instead of Real Madrid. And then he got injured. Do you know what I mean? And we were devastated. And he was out for weeks. And we saw how important that Lenny Yoro is as well for us. Of course, guys. Absolutely, guys. Big up, Paul Place. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. What about Savoik? We linked to him 3 months ago. Man United could be linked to a number of goalkeepers. He's got the Roma goalkeeper as well that Man United could be possibly linked to, of course, which is interesting. All I would want, guys, Paul, is Man United to sign a competent goalkeeper. I don't care who it is. I'm not going to argue with it. I just want Man United to sign a competent goalkeeper who Ruben Amorim thinks, whether it's Costa, whether it's Emi Martinez, whoever it is, I just want Man United to sign a competent goalkeeper between the sticks who can be there for a few years, not just a stopgap. I don't want Man United to sign a stopgap goalkeeper. I want Man United to sign a goalkeeper who's going to be between the sticks more times than not. Kevin, Belgian goalkeeper, Senny Lamens, mentioned him on the show before, Kenny, 21-year-old. Goalkeeper only worth about 20 million as well, Kevin. Very, very cheap Belgian goalkeeper. A big fan of his, Kevin. He reminds me of a young Peter Cech or Courtois. That's who he reminds me of. I would love to get Senny Lamens. Although it's gone a little bit quiet in regards to Senny Lamens. We haven't mentioned him in a few weeks. I don't know why that's gone quiet. I do feel that Man United, prior to the injury to Onana, Man United were thinking about changing the goalkeeper, but not yet. They were thinking about changing the goalkeeper maybe in August or something like that, right at the end, because, with the goalkeeper, you don't really need to work on tactics and things like that. Do you know what I mean? So I did think that they were going to concentrate on the goalkeeper at the end, but now they have to put the running shoes on and start getting deals done quicker, because these injuries happen thick and fast. If Man United get another injury, for example, argument's sake, any of the important players, of our first team players, for argument's sake, if Man United get an injury to Bruno, Touchwood, or something like that, what's going to happen, guys? There's going to be a lot of backlash, isn't there? Because we haven't got we haven't got a backup. Talk about Mbeumo, big up. Mbeumo, look, listen, I've been speaking about Mbeumo for months, guys. So at the end of the day, Mbeumo will be done. Mbeumo will be a Manchester United player next season. I'm telling you that right now. I'm putting my neck on the line. Mbeumo will be a Manchester United player next season. That's all you need to know. And my prediction is that Mbeumo will be a Manchester United player in a week or so when we get the kit launch. So in a few days it should be. That could possibly happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. That's the gospel, you know what I mean? But that could possibly happen. My prediction is he will make it before the preseason. I hope so. Or he will be joining up Man United at the preseason afterwards. So hopefully that will happen maybe on the 27th of July if the worst comes to worst. So I hope that he will be a Man United player this month. So he definitely will be a Man United player this month. Yeah, he's the new 11. I would Kevin Lamens or Lunin at Real Madrid. Senny Lamens is the one I want. To be honest with you, mate. He's the one I want. Lunin at Real Madrid. I'm not sure the Ukrainian goalkeeper. I mean, he's an experienced goalkeeper. He's been around the block a little bit. Decent. Oblak. What about Oblak? Oblak was pretty highly rated as well at Atletico Madrid for a long time. What about him? He could be available for a transfer. We could go and get him. He's an experienced goalkeeper, but I don't think Man United want to spend too much money on a goalkeeper position. Senny Lamens is the one I want. I believe he's going to be the next goalkeeper, the next up-and-coming goalkeeper coming out of the blocks. I think he will be, and that would be lovely. But anyone at the moment, to be honest with you, is better than Onana. Anyway, I wonder why Casemiro returns looking fit this year. Last year he was a contract or World Cup year by any chance? No. There's no excuses what happened to Casemiro last season. He came back to preseason training overweight. That happens sometimes. I think what has happened is that, there could be a mixture of things. There's the World Cup coming on. And obviously, Casemiro's position at the World Cup is touch and go. It's not really guaranteed. Casemiro's position in the World Cup is not guaranteed. So Casemiro's probably got himself in tip-top shape. Fair play. It's not easy to get yourself in that shape in such a short space of time. So fair play to him. And I hope that he has a very good season for Manchester United. That's all I care about. Questions have to be asked about why he's fit now and he wasn't fit last season. Of course, questions have to be asked. We have to ask those questions that why are these players not keeping fit? Why did they put on weight? It could be the World Cup. And don't be surprised if you see Luke Shaw making a miraculous recovery very, very soon. Of course, guys, don't be surprised if that happens. Absolutely. Sold Kova to get Onana. My goodness, for 50 million, Kenny, for 50 odd million as well. It was, my goodness me. Look, a lot of people, let's be fair, guys. When we signed Onana, I don't think many people were moaning too much. But one thing I mentioned a year ago, or 2 years ago, I mentioned that why were Inter Milan so eager to sell Onana? Why were they? Because I was in Italy. And people were saying, Onana, he's not that good. And I was thinking, I saw Onana in Champions League. I thought he was brilliant. And they were going, no, he's not very, no. Excuse the pun. But they were saying, no, he's not very good. And he parries the ball. He's erratic. He's indecisive. And they were saying that over here. And I was like, hating. And then look, at the end of the day, there you go. At the end of the day. Absolutely. Big up everyone, of course. Big up everyone. Hope everyone is blessed. Of course, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Sal, why did we not change the fitness department and why are they a backroom staff from Ole era? I think we have to change that. We do have to change that, but only the fitness department, Ephraim. It's the medical department as well. I cannot stress how important this is because we heard stories about Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw having to do physiotherapy. Luke Shaw was turning up late for his physiotherapy sessions. And to counter him being late, he would buy the physiotherapist a bottle of champagne, right? Just to soften it a little bit and keep hush champagne, basically. That's what Luke Shaw was doing. So this is the kind of thing that is going on at the football club. These guys are still at the football club. So these things need to change. This is the culture at the football club that needs to change. These things should never happen. They should be overlooked. These guys should be overlooked by somebody. Are they on time? Are they training well? Are they recovering from their injuries? And this is the thing, isn't it? Isn't that manipulative? You buy the medical team a bottle of champagne. Just because you're late. And that goes to show you where we are as a football team, and that goes to show you where he is as a football player. And I bet you by let's say, look, I'm going to give a prediction. Let's say about February, March, April, you're going to see Luke Shaw miraculously get fit again and going to be playing for England in that World Cup. You're going to see it, guys. Trust me. Big up Loabi, hope you're well. Big up Sal, had to leave to watch the okay, this is Italy. Cheers, next stream. Big up fan, have a good one, my friend. Take care, you and your family. Hope you're blessed. Take it easy, my friend. Man United should sing Johan Wissa. There you go. You want Johan Wissa. Could the Mbeumo deal be done but they have put an NDA in effect until the third shirt kit comes out? That is exactly what I'm talking about, y'all. I've been talking about all day about the third kit, mate. I've been talking about that. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Man United release the third kit and do an Mbeumo announcement at the same time, because what that does, that helps sales of the shirt as well, doesn't it? Typical Manchester United. But what that would do to me, and I will see things from all angles. I will see things from a negative and a positive. The positive is that he would eventually sign for Manchester United. The negative is that they purposely dragged this transfer out and wasted a lot of time in the transfer market. That's what I would say. So that could quite possibly happen. Absolutely. Faya, thanks for the information, Sal. Makes sense. Big up, Fire boy. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Sign Johan Wieser. I mean, you like Johan Wieser? I like Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo would be good. I don't think Brentford are going to sign Man United 2 players. There is talk about Tottenham Hotspur going after Wieser. Of course, Tottenham Hotspur are a bit in the mud at the moment. Obviously, with Morgan Gibbs-White, they broke the rules in regards to tapping up. So that is interesting. That's one to look for. But at the moment, I don't think Tottenham are going to be going after any more players for the time being until this accusation has gone, to be honest with you. But I like Wieser and, I like Mbeumo. Wouldn't mind both of them, but I don't think we're going to get both of them. Sadly, I don't think we're going to get both of them, guys. Absolutely not. Even though we would love that. Absolutely. I'm with you on the VTech out. Me too, Danny B. I mean, I just want to give him a chance. I want to see what he does in this preseason. I think everyone deserves a chance. Sir Alex Ferguson said it perfectly. He said, isn't it, if you don't give youngsters a chance, they stagnate and they and they fade away. If you don't give, youngsters seldom let you down as well. Exactly what Alex Ferguson said. Give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. He's gone on loan. He's impressed. What else can he do at the end of the day? Let's see what he can do, and let's hopefully, fingers crossed, he becomes a permanent stay in Man United's goalkeeper. Talk about Mbeumo. Big up, my friend. Hello, hi. Preseason 2 years ago, mainly gets injured out for months. Last year, Yoro gets injured out for this season, this and another. Hopefully, that's it, Yale. Hopefully, that's the last one we get injured, because fingers crossed, touch wood, I don't want any more injuries. We've got a small enough squad as it is. We don't need to concentrate on anything else, especially the way the transfer market is going at the moment, guys. We don't want to be getting any more injuries, guys. Absolutely not. No way. Onana's one of them ones where you think, okay, it's not too bad. It's Onana. You know what I mean? But it is not as gravy as it seems. Man United do need a cover in that position. Man United do need a competent goalkeeper. We are risking it at the moment with Heaton and Bayern. I really, really hope we do not play Bayern and Heaton. I hope that Ruben Amorim gives a chance to VTech. I really do hope so. I genuinely hope they don't play on artificial. It probably will be, Kenny. This is the problem about going to the United States, isn't it? This artificial pitch business that they have. And I'm a bit annoyed that Man United keep going to the States, though. I'm annoyed that Man United keep going stateside, keep going to America for commercial reasons. I mean, and it does annoy me because obviously the games are on ridiculous times as well. Some of the games will be kicking off 3 or 4 in the morning for me when I'm in the UAE. So it is a little bit annoying. I am doing a watch-alongs to the games, by the way, guys. So hopefully you guys can join me for that. That'd be splendid. But you know what? I am a little bit disappointed that we keep going to the United States every single season. And there's no surprise that there are a lot of injuries going to the United States because of these artificial pitches and stuff like that. There's no surprises there at the end of the day, I would say. And you know what? Hopefully there's not. Fingers crossed. I'm just hoping that everything is fine at the end of preseason. Everyone is in tip-top condition, and we're ready to go, guys. I really hope so. Arsenal, first game of the season, of course. I'm happy to be 32, but there you go, mate. There you go. About the same in Italy at the moment. Big up, Randy. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Bless up. Hope everyone is blessed. Jacob the Walker, Man United opening game is against Arsenal at 17th, 6:30. Yeah, absolutely. Be there, be square. Sal, some fans think they say the players are sharp. We can cook next year. Did they know this player's okay? Finish 15. What I would say is that this. Oh my goodness me! Look at this. It's a Man United player. Oh, it's Ahmad. Oh my goodness me, it's Bruno. Oh my goodness me, look at them. They're coming back. Oh, look at them. They're on the training pitch. Oh, look at them. What do you want them to do? They're contracted to Man United. Of course they're going to be coming back to Man United. Do you know what I mean? This is the problem. We get so excited about little things. Of course they're going to be coming back. Get a move on, get a work on, get a step on. Start training. That's what I would say. Of course they're going to come back. They're Man United players. What do you want? It'd be very funny if they didn't come back. That's when you get surprised. But when they're coming back, it's like, oh my goodness me, my long lost child. My goodness me, it's so good to have you back. Oh, you came 15th. Oh, get to work. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because I don't trust any of these players. I'll tell you that right now. Any of those players I don't trust. I told you I can count on one hand how many of those players I trust. You know what I mean? And that is literally Aiden Heaven and Lenny Yoro, probably Mazrui. I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, who else? I don't really trust many of them. Do you know what I mean? There we go. Maybe Dorgu. Big up Fire. Big up my friend. Hope everything is well with you, my friend. Jacob, Onana should stay in because he's a brilliant player. Onana should stay in because he's a brilliant player. I think Nana should stay indoors and stay indoors forever and never play for Man United ever again. He's an absolutely awful player, my friend. Absolutely dreadful goalkeeper. One of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen as a Man United fan. Absolutely. Ephraim, Sal, do you think Mbeumo will be playing for... I hope so, Ephraim. If my analogy is correct, I hope that he will be at the preseason game against Leeds. I really hope so. Obviously, the kit... I'm looking at the kit release. I'm looking at the kit launch. That's what I'm looking at the moment. Hopefully, that's the thing. Hopefully, the kit gets released and Mbeumo signs for Man United. You can see it, isn't it? That little promo video. Pew, pew, pew. I'm ready. You know, that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Them stupid little promo videos that Man United do with Mbeumo all over the screen. Pew, pew, pew. And you see him in the back of his shirt and then he turns around. I'm ready. You know what I mean? Them sort of things. You know, that sort of thing happens all the time, every single season. As long as it's not like this Sanchez signing. Ding, 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 ding. You remember that? My goodness me. That still gives me nightmares. You know what I mean? When Sanchez signed for Man United that time, I was so excited. I thought, wow. Sanchez, people don't understand, right? How good Sanchez was at Arsenal just before he signed for Man United. How good he was. He was absolutely fat. Every time you look around, every time you look at the score, you see goal, Sanchez. He was brilliant. We came to Man United and it all went to, you know what? How did I don't know, mate. I haven't really looked. I've come in, Randy, and I've looked and I'm like, Onana injured? You can't be serious. You can't. You must be having a laugh. That's what I was saying, man. Jacob the Walker, what injury has Onana got? So I don't know. Let me have a look. 1 second. Onana. Let's have a look at this real quickly. Onana will not play in United's tour. Let's just have a read of this. Injured Onana will not play on Man United's tour. Okay. Right, let's read this. Manchester United goalkeeper Onana not playing preseason tour stage. So suffering a hamstring injury in training. So he's got a hamstring injury. Now, how as a goalkeeper do you get a hamstring injury, guys? As a goalkeeper, how do you get a hamstring injury? And this is one thing. Let me tell you something about a hamstring injury, guys. I spoke a lot about Calvert-Lewin earlier today, about how many hamstring injuries Calvert-Lewin has had. He had 100 days out because of a hamstring injury last year. You know, so is he going to have a reoccurrence of this hamstring injury? Is this hamstring injury going to become a problem? You know what I mean? We need a new goalkeeper, guys. We definitely need it. Could United go for Mbeumo? No, don't want him. Yale, don't want him. I prefer Mbeumo. Don't want Rodrigo. I think he's highly overrated, mate. Highly overrated. Hamstring and Jay, big up. Hamstring, not good, man. Not good. Absolutely. It's a bad one. It is a bad one. That's a reoccurrence, isn't it? You know what I mean? Guys, yeah, I don't want Rodrigo. Absolutely not. That guy is, he's overrated, mate. Just because he plays for Real Madrid. Big up, Michael. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Big up everyone. What are the ball doing, brother? Big up Football Highlights official. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I mean, the day-to-day, what the hell do they do? I mean, at the end of the day, the way I'm looking at it is that they're hiding underneath a rock at the moment, football. And they're hiding underneath a rock, doing nothing, hoping that the preseason goes quickly so they don't need to make any signings. Because they know once this preseason is over, that's it. That's it. It's over. You know what I mean? They don't need to do any business. And then a couple of weeks down the line, people will be angry for a little while. And then people are going to start pointing the finger at Ruben Amorim. They're not going to be pointing the finger at them. People are going to forget about them conveniently. They won't look at the context of how Ruben Amorim has been thrown into the mud, thrown into the lions, the sharks, whatever it is. They won't look at that. They'll just look at, you know what? Ruben Amorim, he's a Portuguese fraud and da-da-da. We're going to see that. Don't worry about that next season, guys. Don't worry about that. You bet your bottom dollar we're going to see that, of course. Guys, absolutely. Okay. Let's have a read of this. Yale, I'm not sure about how much he would cost. Well, market value is 90 million. He's not worth it, mate. He's not that good, man. Honest to God. He's not that good. Let me have a look. Where was I? Goodness me, I've lost everyone. Big up, Freddie. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Hope everything is blessed with you. At least in Mbeumo, well, now we need more players. Big up, Sal. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I agree with that. Spot on. Let's scroll down here. the fitness department was changed last year. No, a couple of guys came in, but we got the same physiotherapist and everything. The whole department hasn't changed. Personnel has changed. There's a big department, but personnel has changed. We've brought in a couple of guys from Arsenal. Why did Arsenal get rid of those guys? You know what I mean? That's one thing we can ask ourselves, isn't it? At the end of the day. Yeah, they're still there. Yeah, you're right. Yale, look, you know what? What I would say is that something obviously is going wrong, isn't it? And that's all we have to say, isn't it? Last season, this season, 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, it was the same problem, same issues, wasn't it? Absolutely. Denver, breaking. Manchester United set to sign 58. Come on, man. Come on. And big up him. Big up, guys, those who know, go. Big up Miura. He's the oldest player in the world, right? I think he's a Japanese player. The oldest player in the world, still playing professional football in Japan. Well played to Miura. Mr. Miura, who's 58 years old. Don't put it past Man United. Don't give Man United any ideas, Denver. Denver Chetty, don't give Man United any ideas, guys. Absolutely. Goodness me. Big up, Francisco. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. United bought Cunha to make fans believe they are going to buy new players, but just delaying and to save money. Don't be surprised, Marlon. This is the Ineos that we got, isn't it? This is Ineos. They're more interested in saving money than actually spending money on the football pitch. That's what they're interested in at the moment, guys. Totspur, what's that? Totspur. I mean, who is a Totspur? What is Totspur at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Do you
know Tottenham? What? Tottenham Hotspur? Topspur? No. What's that? you never heard of them? No.
So that was live footage of Morgan. Speaking about Tottenham after he signed for Tottenham. Did you get illegally approached by Tottenham? Morgan Gibbs-White. Did you get illegally approached by Tottenham? He goes, Tottenham? What's that? And he does a runner. He does a runner. Absolutely. Francisco, that player is only 50 years old. I think he's very young. Big up. Yeah, you know what? He's like a 30-year-old, guys. Is that so? Like a new signing. Absolutely. Big up. Tottenham Cold Spur. Big up, Randy. Why not have the pieces in Australia or Southeast Asia? They don't have an fit. They used to have them in those countries, Kenny. Unfortunately, this thing about America, this obsession about America is ridiculous. They don't even like football like we like football. Some of them do. I'm not going to paint all of them with the same brush. But as a whole, America it's not their favorite sport. So I don't understand why we keep going to America. The World Cup shouldn't be in America. Absolutely not, right? You keep the WWE and things like that in America. The football should be in Europe. It should be in countries that love football, Southeast Asia, Australasia, something like that. It's never been in Australia before. Or keep the World Cup in Europe. At the end of the day, don't bring it to America because it just makes it difficult for the whole of Europe who love football to find it difficult to watch the games, Absolutely. Francisco, last year, we finished in 50th position. This year, the most, without more signings, we will finish 8th or 10th. Man United will finish about that at this moment in time, Francisco, unless Man United get some signings in there. If Man United manage to get a goalkeeper, Man United manage to get the number 10 and manage to get a striker in there, anything can change. That's what I've always said, Francisco. Football. Football is decided on fine margins. It only takes a spark that can ignite something great. If Man United have Mbeumo and Cunha and they sign a striker as well, that can change the whole dynamic of Manchester United. It can change everything. Confidence will be raised. Confidence is a massive thing. It's highly underrated in regards to football. Confidence is such a big thing in regards to football. Do you know what I mean? And you never know that we might sign these players and it might ignite something big. Football don't deal with absolutes. The biggest downside is that every team around the Premier League at the moment is building bigger squads than us. Look, Mbeumo's better than João Pedro, in my opinion. Mbeumo's better than Florian Wirtz, in my opinion. But you know what? They're signing more than one player. You know what I mean? We've got Mbeumo and we've got Mbeumo only and Cunha and Mbeumo, and that's it. Who's the next down? Who's the next players below? And that's the only thing I worry about Man United. But I don't think it'd be as doom and gloom next season. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. Tottenham Heat Spurs, big up. They're on the heat. I just hope that we play stadiums away from crazy storms that they ended up having in the state. Absolutely. And no injuries. That's all I care about. Once this tour is over, look at the tour last season, Yale. We lost 4-0 against Liverpool? It didn't really do us any good, did it, to be honest with you? It didn't do our confidence any good. We walked into the next season and it was absolutely awful, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? Absolutely dreadful, of course, guys. Hopefully we just come out unscathed. Jacob, Tottenham, chill Spurs, Mark. Big up, big up. Cornish, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Chunya is looking sharp in training. Yeah, hopefully he can translate that to Premier League football. And that's one thing I would say. Hopefully he doesn't get the curse of Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? That curse. You know that curse where they, what was it? Preseason Perlo. You remember that? Where they were talking about Pereira? Preseason Perlo. Hopefully we don't have any more of that, guys. Absolutely not. What did you think about the low ball bid for Django, about 15 million euros? I would take it and just remove the guy. Yale, what I would say is that, I would do the same, Yale. Just get rid of him, mate. Get rid of him. Let him go. Sayonara. Adios. Let him go. Just get rid of him. That's what I would do, Yale. He's a headache. He's a nuisance. He's a piece of meat stuck in between your teeth that you can't get out. That's exactly what Sancho is at the moment. And it's best that we just part ways and get a little bit of money from him. We're lucky to even get any money for that guy. Who in their right mind would want Jadon Sancho? Do you know what I mean? I told these men. I told them. Francesco, you're right. At some point, the players have to come back. I don't know why they sell it as big news. Absolutely. It's crazy. Absolutely. Marlon, United fans need to stop watching. Absolutely. Big up. Big up. Hope everything is blessed with all you guys. Absolutely. Thank you so much, FM, you absolute legends. Please don't forget to smash a like. How many likes can we get today, guys? Can we at least get 50? Doubt we're going to get it, but can we get 50? Am I being pessimistic? Can we do that, guys? That'd be absolutely fantastic, of course, guys. Absolutely. I was excited about Sanchez, but wanted out after the first day of training. He wanted out. I was like, why is that, though? And one question I ask myself all the time is that, isn't that really a really terrifying signal that Man United is so badly run, isn't it? That a player who just signed for a massive club like Manchester United, who are bigger than Arsenal, right? And he wants to go straight away. Don't you think that's mad, isn't it? Do you think about that? Don't you think that's mad that he wanted to leave straight away? It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? Sanchez foul when he played that piano. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, it was awful, mate. You know what I mean? As I said, it's like a horror movie watching that clip. It is like a horror movie. He couldn't even play it properly. It's like he learned it in 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just from that moment there, we thought, nah, this is going to be bad. And you have to ask yourself the question. Mkhitaryan went the other way, and Mkhitaryan didn't do good either. He was bad as well. But you have to ask yourself the question, what happened with Sanchez at Man United? What happened with Di Maria at Man United? What happened to these players? Jacob, what is Mainoo's injury? No, we're talking about the past, what happened, my friend. Absolutely. Yale, Onana did not do their correct warm-up and during training pulled a hamstring. That's what happens, mate. Professionalism. Yale, I said this a year ago, that doing the small things good contributes to a lot. So basically, when Sancho was doing the press-ups, he was doing these half-hearted press-ups. I was criticizing him because he shouldn't be doing half-hearted press-ups in training, because long-term, you're only going to affect yourself. Now, Onana's doing the same. This is the culture at Man United that needs to change. These players need to bloody work hard. Stop cutting corners. You never win anything with cutting corners. Trust me, you never win anything with cutting corners. You don't win races by cutting corners. Guys, Man United need to stop this culture where downtrodden in trainings and, you know what, taking it easy because I'm a goalkeeper. Maybe if he trained hard enough in training, he might have got down for that goal against Tottenham in the Europa League final, because he went down like a sloth, didn't he, at the end of the day? So maybe he would have got down for that save. Do you know what I mean? Who knows? Big up, David says, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Sudden moments can cause hamstring injury. Yeah, sudden moments, but that's why you have to stretch, David says. When the most important thing that you have, I run 5K almost every day. So I stretch. You have to stretch your hamstring, your hammies, and obviously your thigh, your Achilles, your everything you have to stretch, guys. You have to, because anything can happen just like that. And then you're out for weeks and you can't do nothing. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, incompetence. Dabizas. Hi, Dabizas. How you doing? Pick up everyone. I hope you're doing blessed. Hope everyone is good. Guys, absolutely. Big up, Ragalips. How you doing, my friend? 55. Jorgen, big up, and thank you for joining the stream, my friend. Jorgen Strand. Last time I heard his name quite a lot. From Wolves. Got 15 goals with 4 assists in 6-4. Tall, great, highly. You know the one thing about it, my friend? You're absolutely spot on. You're absolutely right. Man United should be targeting these players. Man United should be going after these type of players who can put the ball in the back of the net. A striker like him, 6'4", domineering, 15 goals in a league, no mean feat at a team like Wolves, of course. Man United should be going after players like that, but why are we not? That is the question. That should be the question. Why are we not going after players like that? Is what I would ask. Absolutely, guys. Good, we got a conversation about the 58-year-old Japanese. I can imagine Ronaldo playing up to 58. He probably played very well as well, to be honest with you. Better than a lot of the players we got at the moment. We should sign a Korean for PSG. He is very good. Yeah, we spoke about him a few times, Francisco, to be honest with you, over the thing. Look, one thing I would do, Francisco. One thing I do, my hip, I've got a bad hip. One thing I would do is I would look in South Korea, I would look in Japan, I would look in countries like this, because that's where you can find gems. Do you know what I mean? You can find gems. I don't know why we don't look in these countries. I have no idea why we don't try and look in these countries where you find a bargain somewhere. Do you know what I mean? It just seems like Man United are very tunnel visioned in regards to their transfer strategy. They're very tunnel visioned and they're not really looking around effectively. Do you know what I mean? And that's disappointing because I thought we brought in Wilcox and Favel and all these guys there to do that. You know what I mean? Now we're missing out on a lot of players, and it is very, very, very disheartening, of course, guys, that, you know, the way we're doing things in the transfer market, which is very, very rubbish this season, definitely. Randy, 8 players leaving, but only 1 in so far. Mad, isn't it, bruv? Mad, isn't it? Big up, Freddie. Special like button. Big up, Freddie, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Stanley, good to see you. They should not think of making any money from Sancho deal. Book your losses. That would be a better approach. What I would like, I mean, at the end of the day, they probably will make a bit of money, Stanley. They probably make about 5 million, which is more than enough. When you think about the problems that Sancho was given, they will make a bit, which is okay. You know what I mean, at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I agree with Stanley to an extent that Man United shouldn't be looking for money in regards to Sancho. Because Sancho's got a problem. Sancho's not only about the transfer and stuff like that. It's also about his toxicity that he's going to bring into the football club. We've got a lot of young players around Man United. We don't need players like Rashford and Sancho around, you know, causing havoc, being a bad influence and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Sal, what is your favourite celebration of football players? My favourite celebration of football players? Can I be honest with you guys? My favourite celebration of football players, I like the old-fashioned players. I like the old Shearer. I like that sort of thing. I liked Andy Cole. He jump up. Just one like that. I like that. Absolutely love that. You know what I mean? I love the knees with Rooney. You know, I like that sort of thing. I'm not interested in all the gimmicks and stuff like that, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? I like to work Lee Sharp. Who remembers Lee Sharp's little celebration where he used to hold the corner flag and do the little twist like Elvis with the mic? He used to do that. Yeah, remember them days? Absolutely, yeah. I you know, those sort of, I mean, you know, I'm taking it way back. Ryan Giggs and Paul Ince used to do a celebration where they would do something with their hand and they'll drag that like that. They'll drag back like that. That's what Ryan Giggs and Paul Ince used to do. That wasn't bad. I'm going nostalgic now, guys. Going a bit nostalgic, of course. Absolutely. What's it saying about what's Italy saying about Man United are prioritizing Dominic guys? What's his name? Dominic Salvecchio. Dominic, basically, Man United are looking for a new goalkeeper. They will be accelerating that now with the news about Onana. And I spoke earlier on about this goalkeeper, the Atalanta goalkeeper, guys, of course. I spoke earlier on about it, you know, about the Atalanta goalkeeper, about Man United who are prioritising Marco Konosecki. Sorry, guys, I said Dominic, it's Marco Konosecki. Yeah, so I spoke about him earlier, that Man United are prioritising Marco Konosecki in regards to the transfer. Can Man United accelerate this deal and get a goalkeeper through the line? Very good goalkeeper, by the way. Very good goalkeeper. But the way I'm looking at it right now, I'm looking at it as in like Man United should give Vitek a chance to see what Vitek can do, of course. That's what I would say in regards to that, of course. Sorry, I'm just writing this tweet. Excuse me. There, yeah, it's fine. Akash, good morning, good evening, good night. Sal, Americans are jealous of football. That's why some people outside America bloody hates. They don't like football, and I don't think we should give them football. I don't think they should own football clubs. I don't, because they mess it up. Look what they done to bloody Man United. These guys are destroying the football club, absolutely. David says probably cause most sponsors are in the US. Yeah, most sponsors and all that stuff. Money, money, money. We coped before though, didn't we, Dabby's ass, without it? You know? I'm from Spain and I'm a Manchester United fan. Thanks for reading my messages. Absolutely. Thank you, Francesco, for joining me. You support Man United in Spain. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Whereabouts in Spain you from, my bro? Hope you're doing well. Hope Spain is lovely. I'm in Italy right now. I'm not too far away from. I'm actually in Napoli. I'm in Naples right now, guys. Arrived here a couple of days ago. It's where my family are as well. So this is my apartment, my humble abode in Italy, of course. So thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. AP7, we have Mbeumo. It's coming, guys. It's coming home. Football's coming home. I hope so. Absolutely. Yale, they are going to play indoors in the World Cup in the States next year, air conditioned. Why was this not used in the World Club Cup? I don't know, mate. I don't know, to be honest with you. Honest to God. I agree with Omar Barada. We will win the league in 2010. Unfortunately, it will be the championship. Big up, Mark. At this rate, we're not going to win the championship, mate. Championship is no mean feat. Do you know what I mean? So, where Omar Barada planning for ages for the summer? I mean, didn't he say he's relaxed? Everything is blessed. I'm relaxed. We've been planning this for months. Liars, guys. Let me tell you that right now. Billionaires lie, guys. They lie. He's lying, guys. He's lying to you. He lied to us. He manipulated the fan base. That's what they're doing. What I've seen about this ownership, one of the key characteristics that I've seen about this ownership is buying time. Kind of buying time. Buying to the 2028. Talking about transfers that are going to happen in months' times and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Buying time. AP7, I bet Rasmus is like Prime R9 in training, but Johnny Evans is up front of the pitch, absolutely. Johnny Evans is finished now, isn't he? He's training the youth team, isn't it? Fair play to Johnny Evans or something like that. But what I would say is that, yeah, he would act like Prime R9. But nothing, you don't win anything on the training pitch. I mean, you do get prepared for the games and the training pitch, but you know what? We've seen it all before, haven't we, AP7? We've seen it all before. We've seen these preseason Perlos every single season, haven't we? Remember all those days, the preseason Perlo, which was Pereira and things like that. Do you know what I mean? We've been through that. We've been through the mud with them lot, of course. Big up, Francisco. Who is the manager when we got Sanchez? Was it Mourinho? Yeah, it was Mourinho, mate, I believe. It was Mourinho, yeah. I believe it was Mourinho. Yeah, mate. It was Mourinho. Didn't work out quite, did it? Don't know what happened with Sanchez. Bit of a snowflake. Big up Stephanie. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Big up Steph, of course. Big up Steve. Good to see you. Is it true that Onana is injured? Yeah, it's true, mate. I mean, John Victor is another story. Will Man United going for a goalkeeper? Will Man United trust the goalkeepers that they already have? If we do, I hope we trust VTech and not Heaton or Bloody buying there. Absolutely not. Hope so. Absolutely. V3. Big up yourself. Any good news at all, Coco? It is what you make it, isn't it? I mean, Onana being injured, is that good news for you, Coco? I don't know. Let's get this deal done by his guys. A baller. Big up Victor, my friend. Who's John Victor? A player plays for Botafogo. Francisco is playing in the World Cup Championship, goalkeeper for Botafogo. So, yeah, very, very decent. 29 years old, goalkeeper, who's worth about 5.5 million, around that mark, guys. So, you know what? Affordable for Man United, to be fair. But it does represent a risk. Should we go out and get go and get someone better, or should we just go after a goalkeeper like that? I don't know, guys. I really don't. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Let me just write this tweet out 1 second. Yeah, brilliant. So let's read this. Go carry on. Sal, do you want to watch along for the World Club Cup tomorrow? Maybe. Play this by ear. I might do it. I might not. I need to look at the time. Obviously, I'm in Europe, so it's going to be difficult, but I'll have a look. Absolutely. I work on a farm, hard work every day. Our players need to do the same piece, but absolutely, Miles. They don't understand what real work ethic is, mate. They don't. They really don't. Honest to God. They really don't. Guys, thank you, everyone who's joined me today. Big up, everyone. Big up, George Best. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Big up, Jim. Big up, everyone who's been in the show today, guys. Absolutely, really appreciate you. You're absolute legends, of course. Thank you, everyone. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And also, please don't forget to smash a like on the video. It's very important. And put your notifications on. In case I go live if anything breaks, guys, that would be splendid. So big up everyone. Have a great night, great evening, wherever you're in the world. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox, and I will see you tomorrow if nothing else breaks, of course. Take it easy. Peace.